A Better Route Chapter 98. No of the remaining Akatsuki members were for certain as to what this meeting was about, but most of them assumed is about how they were going to obtain the final four-tailed beasts. Hell, maybe they were even gonna get some new members. That would explain as to why there was some strange woman there. Pain finally entered the room and could see everyone had already arrived. Good to see you're all here. There's some major announcements that need to be made, and frankly they've been a long time coming. Teneki looked at the woman and smiled. Are we finally gonna get some more girl power in this damn place? I mean seriously, it's a total sausage fest around here ever since Conan left. Pain sent her a very harsh glare the moment she said that. What did I tell you about mentioning her? Teneki had almost forgotten how hard Conan's defection had been. Pain. No one saw him for a week after he'd found out, and you still couldn't bring her up around him without getting a death threat. She gulped. Sorry, Leader Sama. The woman finally spoke up. I'm afraid you'll no longer be calling him Leader Sama. Pain began to explain the situation to them, even though it pained him to do so. Yahiko was supposed to be the leader of the Akatsuki, but now Tuhiya wanted to take what she had been the one to start in the first place. There was nothing he could do, as he knew she was more than able to take the Akatsuki apart if she wanted to, and not even just with her raw power. She knew everything little thing about the Akatsuki, more than enough to take them down at least. If she wanted to be the official leader, then he had to let her. Pain started. This is Tuhiya Uchiha, one of the Akatsuki's most important members. In fact, she's taking over the position as leader. Sasori couldn't believe it. You're just gonna give this woman control over the Akatsuki? Why on earth would you do that? Tuhiya answered that, because I'm the one who showed him how to start it in the first place. I'm more powerful than anyone in this room. Frankly, you don't want me to be your enemy. Deidara finally noticed her eye, that eye. It's the same one as that prick from Dismissed My Art before. Tuhiya rolled her eyes. Yes, it's a Sharingan like that Itachi boy had, and the other is a Rinnegan like Pain's. Kisame was still lost. Why are you just taking control now? How the hell did you get strong enough to become the leader of the Akatsuki at all? Tuhiya didn't want to have to explain all of this. I'll just give you the short version. I hated the Uchihas, and so when my son escaped and Zetsu here offered me a way out, and I took it. Later, I slaughtered them and left my son and my grandson along with those two other ones alive. Sasori stopped her. Wait, the Hokage is your son and that Kakashi kid was your grandson? Tuhiya nodded. Yes, and now that he's defected they undoubtedly know my secret. Since there's no point in hiding in the shadows anymore, I've decided come back and really show the world what I can do. Kisame still had questions, but Tuhiya was done answering. Look, you guys all seem to get the point. Pain's still gonna be a major part of the Akatsuki, but I'll be the one giving orders. Which reminds me, Deidara and Sasori need to go after Gaara, and I want Kisame and Teneki to see if they could separate Fu from the rest of them. That should be easy enough since I want Pain to go after Naruto as well. As the cherry on top, I'll be taking on allowing us to capture all of the tailed beast at once. Pain wasn't so sure about this. Leader Sama, are you insane? What happens if... Tuhiya cut him off. Shut up, Pain. Now that they know who we are, it's only a matter of time before they devise some kind of strategy to kill. V got to strike while the iron's hot. Pain didn't know what to do. Fine, but I really don't think this is gonna work. Tuhiya didn't care. That's none of your concern. What I need you to do is get ready to leave in 2 weeks, 3 tops. You'd all best get ready. None of them had ever imagined something like this would come to pass, but yet here they were. In just 2 weeks they were going to try and go for all of last 4-tailed beasts. It almost seemed like the end, but they all felt the same thing in their bones. This fight was just going to be prelude to an even greater one that would change the ninja world forever. Obito hadn't been this tired in his entire life. It wasn't just his duties as Hokage that were wearing him down though, it was everything that had transpired over the past month. He'd been trying so hard to act like he was fine and that he didn't need help, but frankly all of this stress had him ready to pass out. However, who were you supposed to ask for help when you were the Hokage, the one who everyone in the village comes to for help? Obito did his best to act normal again when he heard a knock at the door. Come in. Rin walked in his office with a big smile on his face. Good news, the council is completely backing you on killing Danzo and they're willing to be a little lenient with Kabuto since he helped us so much. Oh, and of course we destroyed Orochimaru's scrolls too, we actually burned them along with Danzo's body and tossed the ashes into the wind. Obito tried to look excited. That's all excellent. It's been a good day for the Hidden Leaf. Rin went over and sat on her husband's lap. Obito-kun, what's wrong? You haven't seemed like yourself lately. Obito wasn't sure what to say. I'm just tired, Rin-chan, oh so very tired. Rin really felt for her husband. Obito-kun, why don't you take a week off? You look like the walking dead. Obito knew that wouldn't do him any good. Rin-chan, it's not just a lack of sleep that has me feeling like this. Rin wanted to help her husband, then talk to me. I'm right here for whatever you need. Obito really did love this woman. He leaned back and took a deep breath. Once I found out my mother was the leader of the Akatsuki, the same thought just kept running through my head. This is all my fault. Rin hadn't been expecting that. In what world is it your fault? Obito had thought this through too many times. It was my leaving that triggered everything. I have no idea exactly how, but all of this seemed to begin after I left the Uchiha. My mother killing my father would have never happened if I had stayed. She never would have led the Akatsuki. Who knows how many people might still be alive. I've been tried so hard not to think about that, but I just can't seem to get the thought out of my mind. Was it selfish to leave the clan? I mean... He was cut off by Rin slapping him. Are you insane? Obito rubbed his cheek. Rin-chan. Rin's opinion was just the opposite. It was not selfish to leave the clan. Your father beat you for crying out loud. Your mother made her own choices and you aren't responsible for any of it the way I see it. You've saved so more lives than you can count through the things you've done as Hokage. You're the selfless, wonderful, amazing Obito Uchiha that I fell madly in love with. If anyone deserves happiness, it's you. Obito couldn't help but think about how he had the greatest wife in the world. Rin-chan, thank you so much. Rin smiled. You don't have to thank me. You've done more than enough for me already. She leaned in and kissed him with Obito returning it wholeheartedly. When she pulled away he gave her a lustful look. You think anyone's ever had sex in the Hokage's office? Rin smirked. I don't know, but if they haven't that's about to change. Yugo and Suigetsu were locked up tight at the moment. Yugo in the strongest possible binds. They put Suigetsu in plexiglass boxes that he couldn't escape. Both of them were refusing to talk at the moment and the Leaf had been hoping they'd agree to work with them. After all, they were too powerful as hell ninjas and had crazily powerful abilities to boot. However, they really didn't seem interested. In fact, they actually seemed pissed that they were being held captive at all. However, the Leaf did still have one thing left that they could try. Sasuke was looking at his girlfriend skeptically just outside the room Yugo and Suigetsu were being held in. Karen-chan, are you sure about this? I mean, I know you used to run with these guys, but they seem a little off their rockers. Karen didn't seem the least bit nervous. They might seem that way, Sasuke, but I promise you they're just putting on an act. Trust, give me 5 minutes in there with them and they'll be joining the Leaf. Sasuke still didn't like this. Look, I just don't mph. Karen stopped him with tongue down his throat. Keep quiet and let me do this and that'll just be a sample of what you're getting tonight. Sasuke nodded dumbly. Okay, that sounds good. Karen really did know how to get a guy's attention. She knew they always seemed to think with the wrong head. She opened the door and first thing she heard was, "So red-haired traitor came to visit? What in the fuck do you want?" Yugo sighed, "Calm yourself Suigetsu, she's done nothing wrong." Karen smiled at her old friend, "I'm glad to see you've regained your bearings Yugo. Whenever activate your curse mark you just completely lose it." Yugo looked at the ground, "I know and I'm sorry. I was trying to kill some of your friends like some nutjob." Suigetsu cut in again, "Fuck both of you. Lord Orochimaru wouldn't have wanted this." Yugo rolled his eyes, "You never gave a damn about Orochimaru, you're just pissed at Karen." Suigetsu growled, "So what if I am? She just left the two of yous to rot with that pedophile." Karen did feel a little bad about that, "I know I did, and I'm sorry. You've got to understand though, going back to the hidden sound wasn't an option for me, if I went there they'd never let me leave." Suigetsu and Yugo had to admit that was true. Karen was considered very valuable so if they had got her back she would have been staying. Yugo was a little scared though, what if I lose control while I'm in the leaf? I could hurt everyone. Karen had already thought of that, the scientists at the leaf are willing to work with you to try and fix your seal. They'd put both of you on probation and in less than a year you could be legal ninjas again. Please do this, for me. I don't want them to execute you both or lock you away like animals." Suigetsu and Yugo looked at each other and read each other's faces. It was clear what both of them were thinking, "Fine, we'll give the hidden leaf a chance. But your boyfriend better apologize for electrocuting me." Karen giggled, "I'll see what I can do, see you in the next one."